Hi, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the Maker's Cave. And today we're going to be doing Pack 5 of the Agora Lamborghini MIURA. Like I said, this is a fun build. It's a 1/8 scale. Here's the previous videos. We did some of the engine work, 2.5 pounds, and a lot of detail. Really cool. So what we'll do is we'll get all the parts spread out, bring you guys closer, give you a top down, and we'll get building. Here are the parts for stage 34. And I bet you we're going to need, we're going to start off like we did before. And we are just simply going to take this part here, and we're just going to press fit it on top of this so it looks like a rotor. Okay, we're going to put this over to here. We're going to put these two inner and outer calipers over here, because what we're going to be doing next is we're going to be bringing back the engine with the front end. And this is going to be just like how we did this one in the previous video. There are 2 pins.
Tie rod.
Oh, the tie rod. You know, I want to take a moment to talk about these tie rods. These things are a pain in the neck because they keep getting in the way when I flip this over. You got to be really careful. I've already bent one, and I've managed to bend it back, but I'm afraid I'm going to break it. So when you're moving this thing around, be careful of these tie rods because you don't want them to snap off. So anyway, let me continue. On this one wheel lug, there are 2 pins. So you're going to want to take the inner brake pad calipers. I'm sorry. Yeah, as before, these are kind of tight in here, and you want to break these lugs. So be very careful putting. You know what? I am just open these up a little bit with the X-Acto knife. Not much, just enough to get them on there. And maybe also for some added fun, I'm just going to put a little bit of rapid tap in these holes. Lift this back up, and I'm going to slide these onto these 2 pins right here. And they fit on nice and snug. So between opening them up with the X-Acto knife and putting the rapid tap on there, they're fitting on there real nice. So now that you have that on there, you're going to take your rotor. And why we got this like this, now you're going to take your outer caliper. As you can see, there's 2 holes, and we're just going to put that right on here. And there you go. The rotor is on there. Let's move on to 35. Stage 35, we're going to be doing some coolant reservoir tank and some tubing. So we'll move these. Oh, actually, the first thing we're going to start off is by putting the 2 halves together. So it's pretty simple. You just take these 2 and you put them together. We're going to put that aside. We're going to put these 2 pipes to the side. We're going to bring back the engine, and right in there, there's a little cutout, and there's these 2 pins. You're going to take the this fitting is all they call it, and it's going to fit right in. There's only one way you can fit in with this cutout and with the pins, and you just kind of push it on here, and it is. So that's in there. There are 3 holes, or actually there's 2 holes right here and here. And that is basically where you're going to put the coolant pack. There's 2 holes right here. There's these 2 studs on the coolant tank. So you just kind of, and the little tube right here, there's a little hole right underneath of it. It's going to go right into there. And there might be some paint buildup on here, so we're just going to do like we did before. And now this pipe fits in here just perfect. So there you go. That's all in there. And this pipe that goes over to here. There's 2 holes right here and here. And that is where you're going to take this pipe, and you're just going to press fit it into there. There you go. The bar is in. Next thing is you're going to take this other pipe that you have. This is real simple. It just simply goes into this hole, and the directions do say it could be a little tight fitting in here. So we've pushed that in there, and the perforated part of the pipe should be sitting just like that. And that is it for this stage. Let's move on to stage 36. And here's 36. All the parts. Okay, with the engine like this, there's a little piece right here with 2 holes in it, and that is going to be for the right tie rod. So you want to take the package with the right, and Let's see, it goes behind this pipe that you put in earlier, and it's just going to go into these two holes. I'll have to stand it on its end. Careful of that tie rod. There you go, it's in there. And there is a little slot right down in here. The other end slides into that hole. There you go. Much like before, there is this piece right here. It's got the two holes in it. This is going to be for the left tie rod, and that's going to go down into a slot. There you go, it's in there. And then this piece goes right down into this slot here. And now you're going to be attaching the anti-roll bar. So we're going to be taking the engine, we're going to rotate it like this. So you're going to take your anti-roll bar, and these two tie rods, which we've been careful not to break, that is where they go. There are two little pieces of plastic inside this U-shape, this anti-roll bar, so they're going to snap right into place. Okay, even the directions say that it could be a little tough to get these in here. They suggest prying them, but you know, I really hate prying plastic. Let me bring you over here. Kind of just taking my needle nosed and using them to press fit them together. Which worked well for the other side, but I didn't record that for you. It's a little flared out here, so I'm going to try and squeeze it. So I'm going to try and squeeze it back with my needle nose here, which worked fine. So now it is in there. You just got to have some patience. You're going to take the anti-roll bar and you're going to roll it into here. And as you can see, there's two holes. That's where these little covers go. These little clamps. So you're going to bring your roll bar over here. You're going to fit it over it. And then they go right in the holes. Again, they are just a press fit. So do the same thing on the other side. There you go. So the roll bar is in there. Any roll bar is in there. And that is it for 36. Let's move on to 37. Here are the parts for 37. It's a tire and it's a rim. Now they want you to put this in a bowl of hot water for a little while to soften it up, but this tire is very pliable. I don't personally think you need to do it. So, devil hates a coward. Let's see how we can do this. Well, that was pretty easy. All right, that side's all in. And poof, like that, you got a rim. I didn't. Yours may be different, but I did not need to heat this in any water at all. It went right on. Now they want you to bring back the engine here. Right here, there are some bolts that are molded into place, and they said to add some realism to paint them chrome. I do believe I have a chrome pen. So I have some liquid chrome by Molotov. I believe that's Molotov, yeah, Molotov. This particular one, I have several. This one's a 1mm, so it's pretty small. It's liquid chrome mirror effect. So I'm actually going to do what they suggest here. Is I'm going to lift this up on its side here. And you know what? It actually does show some detail there. Right there. Right there. That's it for stage 37. Some chroming and a tire. All right, this is stage 38, and it looks like we're going to be doing some interior work. And the first thing what you do is they want you to take this transmission tunnel. And the holes here are D-shaped, as are the back of these air vents. So it's real easy. You just kind of put them right in. They said you may have to remove some paint from around these pegs to get them fit in, but I figured if you just push kind of hard, they go in, because this is kind of like a soft plastic, this transmission tunnel. There you go, the air vents are in. Now it says under preparing the transmission tunnel, I want you to bring back the engine. And we're going to bring back our detailing chrome. It wants you to, where this anti-roll bar is, it wants you to chrome the both sides of the lug nuts here to add some lug nuts. Both sides of the bolts here to add some realism. So there you go. We added some chrome to there and adding. Now that we chrome those pieces, that is it for this stage. We are done. Keep these, the floor mat and the footrest and the transmission tunnel. We're going to keep those for later on in the build, I guess. So stage 39, it's this cockpit interior. It's kind of feltish in here. It's kind of cool. And what they want us to start off by doing is we're going to turn it this way. And it might be hard for you to see. Oh, there you go. There's two slots right there. So there's two slots. And the floor mat's going to go in here, and it's going to line up. You know, the two slots in the floor mat are going to line up here. But there is some stickum on the back of this floor mat that you need to peel off, and then line the holes up and put the floor mat in. Now I'm going to lift this up so the light can come through, so I can see to line up the slots. And there you go. The floor mat is all in there. Now you're going to take your passenger footrest, and there are two tabs. Let me see if I can show you. There's two tabs right here on the footrest, and that is going to go, guess what, into those slots that we had exposed in the floor mat. Footrest is now in there. And that brings us to the end of 39. We're going to move on to 40. 40 is not many parts either. It's a transmission tunnel, a couple more air vents, and a side cover. So on the side right here, there's two holes. They are D-shaped right here. So the vents just simply go in here, matching up the shape. There we go. Vents are in. On this side, it's kind of hard to tell because it's black on black, but there's a recess right here, and that is where this side vent is going to go. Right, and that is going to get attached with some tape that they already have on the back here, so we just need to expose the adhesive, and you're just going to place that right on here in that little recess as a guide. And there we go, all done. And guess what? Stage 40 is complete. Stage 41, but what I really want to draw your attention to is in with this headrest. Not in a separate bag, but literally in the bag with the headrest, there is what they're calling a rear bonnet lever knob. Very small, very easy to throw out if you're not careful, so keep an eye out for that. And now what we want to do is we actually want to take this big lever right here, and you're actually going to fit this tiny little lever I just told you about right onto there. So it looks like that. Next thing you want to do is you want to take your mat. It's got adhesive on the back like before. You want to bring back your interior, and this is going to be the driver's side mat, and we're just going to place this right here. There you go. That driver's side mat is in. And we're just going to move right on along to the headrest. What you're going to do is turn this around so the part is like this. Okay, and there is a very small, there's a small rectangular slot right there. You want to locate that. And the reason you want to locate that is because where this lever goes. So the lever is going to go right on there. While you have it like this, you're going to take the headrest, and obviously there's little holes right here. Go with these pegs in the headrest, and you're just going to slide the headrest right in there. There you go. So now the headrest is in, and the bonnet lever is in there. And you're going to secure that with some B screws. There you go. Now that headrest is all secured in there. Keeping the part like this with the back headrest there, you're going to take your transmission tunnel here. Yeah, the narrow end is going to go towards the headrest. That's just going to fit right in there like that. And then if you flip this over, right here and right here are a couple screws, and they're going to get held in there with screw holes rather, with some B screws. There we go. Transmission tunnel is in. And that is it for this stage. We're going to move on to stage 42 next. Stage 42. Okay, we are going to take the center console, and right here there is a hole, and the wiper control knob goes right in there. There we go. That was a little easier. So there is the wiper knob in place in the center console. Now you're going to flip this over, and you're going to see a little housing right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to take this switch. One end has a connector, the other end has an actual switch. So here's how you're going to have it. You're going to hold it like this. Here's the switch right here. Here's the connectors. On here, there's a little slot right here. So you're going to slide it right down here. So it goes in there, and there's a slot for the switch right here to slide into. So we're going to put this to the side. Put these screws to the side. The key. You don't lose your key because you don't want to steal your car. We're going to bring this back. So you're going to locate the piece that you did earlier. And you're just going to slide them right into these tabs that are in the back here. And there we go. That back piece is all in there. Now we're going to be installing the center console. So why don't we turn it like this. I'm going to bring this back, and right in here, this wire is going to go through here. There are two holes, two lugs. Now under here, there's a small area where this wire can go. I'm going to make sure you get that in there so everything can sit flush. There you go. And you're going to flip it over. Okay, so here's how this wire comes through. It has to fit through this recess right here. And you want to be really careful because you don't want to snap these wires. So now we use a couple of screws, a couple of B screws to hold that in. Here's the center console, all installed. Here's the backrest looking forward. And you're going to take the key, and they want you to put it in this little slot. And that key is what pushes on the switch to make the engine noise. Oh, isn't that cool? All right. So that's it for that stage. It's complete. And that is it for Pack 5. So that is it for Pack 5. We did a lot of the center console and the seat work. We did the backrest, did the little key here, little knob, some vents. So we're getting farther along. Next one's pack 6. We also did some work on the engine. Did we chrome this?
Tie rods.
Yeah, we did some tie rods. We did some chroming. There is somebody off camera, so you don't think I'm talking to myself. Just trying to remember everything we did. So this is pretty cool. So again, I'll put a link to this model and any other models Agora's doing, any of the tools, especially the chrome pen that I used to highlight some of those nuts and bolts. I love these things, Molotov. Like I said, I got a set of them in 1, 2, 3, and 4 millimeter, so I can do various sizes. So until the next build, I'm Steve. Thanks for stopping by the Maker's Cave.